Hey guys, welcome back. So now that we're done with the comments section, what we need to do is this video grid section on the right here, which will give you suggestions of videos. So I'll show you on my finished version of the site, and you'll see a bunch of videos that it's suggesting to you. And this right here is the exact same grid you'll see when you go to the home page right here. This is the same thing, and then also it's the same thing when you search for something, you'll see it here too. So these ones are a little bit larger on the search page, but it's going to be the same code. So when we have this part done, we'll be able to reuse this code on the search.php page here, on the home page, on the view video page right here, and anywhere else we need to actually see suggestions for videos. So let's jump straight into it. Let's go back to our text editor, and we're going to need a new class. Much like how I've done with the rest of the things in this course, we're going to create a separate class for creating this part, okay? And we're going to call this the video grid class. So go back to here, and tell you what, we can actually close down comment actions, we can close down comment controls, we can close down and comment section we can also close down, okay? So close those down, and actually we can close down the style.css file for now as well. So what we're going to do though is create a new class and save it in the includes classes folder, and let's just save this as video grid.php. Okay, and let's create our opening PHP tag and our closing one, and then of course we will create the class as well. So class and then video grid. And then let's create the constructor too. So public function underscore construct, okay? Just like we have done with all the other things. And this will take two parameters. It's just going to take a connection variable, so con, and then a user logged in object. So user logged in object, just like we've done in a bunch of other classes so far. Let's then copy those two and create our private variables above. So what we'll do is we'll say private and paste them in there. And then we are also going to create two more variables underneath, but these are going to have values. So we're going to say private, and then we'll say large mode equals false. And this is going to be used to know whether we are to render these in larger sizes or not. So these are smaller than the ones that appear on the search page, for example. These are slightly larger. So there's going to be two different modes to this, okay? So that'll make more sense to you when we come to do the search page. But for now, just create that variable. We won't use it yet, though. And the very last one is just going to be a private grid class. So this will be the variable for the grid class, video grid. So this will be the class that we use on one of our container elements, and we could just hard code this into the HTML like we have done with all the other classes so far, but I'll just show you a different way. Sometimes it's good to actually declare the class here so you can reuse this without having to rewrite this every time. But again, that'll make more sense to you very shortly, okay? But these are our variables we need, and then the last thing to do is just to give those to these connection variable and this user logged in object, give them their value. So as usual, this con equals con, and then underneath that, this user logged in object equals user logged in object. Great. And then this will take a create function as well. So public function create. Great. And this create function is going to take three parameters this time, okay? We're going to take a videos parameter, and I'll explain this in just a sec. We're going to take a videos parameter, a title parameter, and then finally a show filter parameter. So the videos parameter are going to be the videos we want to render, because there's going to be two different situations for this video grid class. We're either going to want to pass videos in that it's going to render, or we're going to want to just show random videos. So what's going to happen is this part on the right is just going to select a bunch of videos from the table at random and display them. But ones like this, for example, on the search page, these aren't going to be random. These are going to be these videos are going to come from a query, and we'll pass these videos into this class. So there's two different situations for this. One where you have the videos and one where you don't. All right, so that's what the videos is. This might be null or it might contain videos. Title is going to be used when we want to have a grid header. So here there's no header, but if I go to the search page, you'll see we have this header right here, as well as these two sorting buttons. So I can sort by upload, date, or most viewed. So this is what the header is for this part, but not always. But it won't always be there. Even on the home page, there's no header, but we do have a title here. So that's what the title part is for, okay? And then show filter is just true or false as to whether to show that filter that you just saw. So this one that allows you to sort the results, okay? But in the case of our video here, this is going to contain no title and no filter either. So the very last thing we'll do just returns an HTML. We'll just say return, and inside there, let's just put a little bit of HTML. We'll just say div class equals, and this is where this class comes into play. We can just say this arrow grid class, all right, which is pointing to up here, this one here. And then underneath that, I'll close the div off. And in there is where our grid items will go. So that's a good start for the class. The last thing to do is actually link to this class so that we can use it. And we won't do it in here because, like I just explained, we'll be using this class on a bunch of different pages. So let's go ahead and put it in the header file, which will obviously be included on all of the pages, okay? So copy this and paste it below, and then change this to video grid. And that's it. But on a separate note, I've just noticed we haven't actually linked the button provider class here. So what we're going to do is link that right at the top before the user class. We'll even do it up here. We'll just say button provider because we'll want to use that also across other pages. That's just something unrelated that I should have done in the earlier videos, but it's good to put that there now, okay?